Hi everyone, this is Kristen with the Tech Reviewer, and today I'm here with some iPhone 14 Pro Max cases for all you clear case fans out there. So we've got the Speck Perfect Clear with impact geometry, lovely case with colored sides and color matched MagSafe rings, and then we also have the Speck Perfect Clear with grips. So these are lovely cases and they have the features that you've come to expect from Speck. So 13 feet of drop protection, MagSafe, and antimicrobial. But what's special about the Perfect Clear lineup is that they're also covered by Speck's Clear Guarantee. So if they yellow over the lifetime of the product, Speck will replace them for free just as long as you purchase them from an authorized retailer. Really interesting products. Let's take a closer look at these on my iPhone 14 Pro Max in silver. Looking first at the Speck Perfect Clear with impact geometry. So this is a lovely case. First time I've reviewed this particular model. Really nice. So we have a pretty rigid case here. This is not one of those soft and squishy ones. You got a little bit of give to it, but not a whole lot. We have color matched sides here with the back and the MagSafe ring. And then you've got a perfectly clear back, again, guaranteed not to turn yellow. If it does, then Speck's going to replace it under warranty. So that's great. And then looking in the interior here, you've got your MagSafe ring nicely inset into the back plastic. You've got a series of small airbags going around the interior here, providing protection for your phone. Again, you got that 13 feet of drop protection there. And then, of course, this also provides antimicrobial protection with microbands, so that is all good. Overall, really nice case here from Speck. Size-wise, although this case is reasonably small for a slim protective case, it's not going to be as slim as something like the Apple leather case. So your Apple leather case, if you look at it side by side here, you can see that the Apple leather case is going to be shorter, it's going to be not quite as wide, and it is going to be thinner than the Speck case. But I think it's fair to say that it is going to provide less protection than you would get with the Speck Impact Geometry case. One of the really nice features that Speck has implemented in recent years are the flex corners. So you can see here on all four corners you have a small flex zone. These expand slightly when you are putting your phone in and out of the case. So it makes these easy to get on and off, but then when the phone is in place, you have a nice tight fit. So putting your phone in here, really easy. Just start on your left-hand side. Make sure your top and bottom corners are in place. Go to your right-hand side and then clip on those corners. Then once on, you can see you got a great fit on here. You got the tiniest amount of give here over your buttons, very slight. Same is true here for your port openings. Overall, nice tight fit on here. Everything is excellent. So looking at the amount of lip you have here, you got a good amount of protective lip around the screen. All of that is excellent. Of course, you'd have more visible lip if I didn't have a tempered glass screen protector on here. This is the Zag Glass XTR2 screen protector. Really good fit here with this case. But even with it, you can see I do still have plenty of protective lip around the screen. So looking down here at our port openings, everything is great here. You got asymmetrical port openings for an asymmetrical port design, so no issues there. And you should have plenty of space for most third-party lightning cables. So going up the sides here, we got a little bit of Speck branding. Other than that, you've got smooth sides underneath the fingertips. Not very much grip with this case. This is overall a slippery case, but it's quite an attractive one. So if you're not worried about grip, then you're going to be happy with this. And if you are worried about grip, then you might want to consider the Perfect Clear with Grip case that we're going to be looking at next. Going up here to our buttons, these are stiffer than I would like. They still work okay and they have a click to them, but they do require a little bit more effort to press. And then going here to our mute switch area, plenty of space here. So they put this off center so that you'll have enough space to access the mute switch, even if you have larger fingers. And then looking at the view from the top, again, you can see we got plenty of lip here to protect your screen. Nice fit here with the Zag Glass XTR2 screen protector. And then going over here to our side button, again, kind of stiff, unfortunately. So looking at the back of the case, this does a beautiful job showing off my silver iPhone. Loving the look here of this purple MagSafe ring, color matched with the sides. Really attractive case. So we got a raised rim here around the camera. Definitely gives you lay on the table design protection, and we do have protection on all four sides here, unlike some of Speck's cases for the 14 Pro, which don't have a side on the bottom. So the 14 Pro has some special size considerations, which caused Speck and other brands to get rid of that fourth side, but the 14 Pro Max doesn't have that worry, so we got protection on all four sides, which is great. And as far as fingerprints and scratching and all that, that is going to be an issue with this type of material. So I think you need to worry about fingerprints, and scratching is going to be an issue even though there's a scratch resistant coating. But as far as yellowing is concerned, I don't think you're going to have any problems there. And if you do, this is covered under Speck's anti-yellow guarantee. However, the one thing you want to keep in mind there is that you need to purchase your Speck case from an authorized retailer. So if you purchase it from an unauthorized retailer, like an Amazon Marketplace seller or something like that, then you're not covered under their warranty. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. As far as wireless charging is concerned, you shouldn't have any problems with regular Qi wireless charging. And because this is a MagSafe case, this is going to work great with Apple's MagSafe charger as well. So you got a good magnetic connection on here, basically the same as Apple's own cases. So it's not the strongest that I've come across. There are some third-party cases that have stronger magnets, but I think that this is absolutely fine for MagSafe charging. And you're also going to be able to use this with other MagSafe accessories, such as Apple's MagSafe wallet. So again, it's a good connection. It's not the best connection, but it's good. It's also going to allow you to use it with things like MagSafe power banks. Love this one from Banks. Nice slim profile, cool color match, and again, a sufficient amount of magnetic connection. Removing this case from your phone is a pleasure. Just start up in your top right-hand corner, push that off, go down to your bottom right-hand corner, push that off, and then pull out your phone. Moving on to the Speck Perfect Clear Grip case. This is going to be the same size as the Impact Geometry case that we just looked at. So these two are the same size and they have basically the same feature set. They both have that 13 feet of drop protection and antimicrobial protection, and they're also going to have the same anti-yellow guarantee. The real difference between them is in grip. So the Perfect Clear with grip has grips, and the Perfect Clear with impact geometry does not. Again, not a lot of flex to it. It's a hard, clear case that Speck promises is not going to turn yellow over time. It's probably going to have an issue with scratching over time, and of course fingerprints are always an issue with this type of a case, although I don't think fingerprints are going to be so noticeable when you have this grip pattern on here because it's harder for the fingerprints to actually grip onto the grips. But other than that, not a lot to say here. Really nice case, quite protective, and it's going to do a great job in showing off your iPhone. So checking this out on the phone. You want to put your two left-hand corners in first, and then move to your two right-hand corners. This is slightly tighter to put on than the Impact Geometry case, but not by much. And then once you have it on, you have really a great fit. Again, the slightest amount of give over here on your buttons and your port opening areas. But other than that, really no issues. You have the same amount of protective lip around the screen that we saw with the other case. So nice amount of protection here. And you'd have even more lip if I didn't have this tempered glass screen protector by Zag on. So keep that in mind. Great fit here with Zag's XTR2. Looking at our port openings, again, same asymmetrical port openings for an asymmetrical port design. Plenty of space here for your port openings here for your lightning port, so that's great. And then going up the sides, you have hard, clear grip lines. So these are not rubbery. So a few years back, Speck moved away from the rubbery grips they had on their grip cases, and they moved to these hard grips. They're the same type of material as the rest of the case. So they're going to wear better over time. They're not going to wear off, and they're not going to catch lint and all of that, but they're also not as grippy. So this is a grip case that doesn't have a whole lot of grip to it, if it makes sense. Used to be that Speck's grip cases were the grippiest thing around, and now they're not. But I think for a lot of people, these hit a sweet spot of being grippy enough so they're secure in the hand and not so grippy that they're difficult to get in and out of your pockets. Looking at our buttons, the volume buttons are definitely better than the ones on the Impact Geometry case. Much more clicky, although again, these are not perfect buttons. And then going to our mute switch area, we have the same design here where it is slightly offset to give you more space for your fingers. Looking at the view from the top, everything looks lovely here. Plenty of lip here to protect your screen. Great fit with Zag's Glass XTR2 screen protector. And then going over here to the sides, so you got grip lines here at the top and grip lines at the bottom. And then when you look here at the side button is really okay. It's definitely better than the volume buttons on this case, and it's better than either of the buttons on the Impact Geometry case that we were looking at. However, I would say overall it's still slightly stiffer than it should be. Not so much that I would find it problematic, however. Looking at the back of the case, this crystal clear material does a wonderful job in showing off the beauty of my silver 14 Pro Max. So nice. So we have a silver ring on here as well for MagSafe. This material has a pleasant feel underneath the fingertips. So these grip lines here are very slightly rough, so they do give you a little bit of texture and a little bit more grip. But again, these are not that kind of rubber grip lines that you might be thinking of from previous Speck generations. So these are hard and smooth. They're not going to catch lint, and they're not going to make it hard to slide this in and out of your pockets or handbags. So the grip lines here are only on the sides. You have grip lines over here, and then you got grip lines there, but you don't have any in the middle. And as far as fingerprints and yellowing and scratching and all that are concerned, so fingerprints are going to show up, although I think you'll have less fingerprints show up in the area where there are grips, so that's good. Scratching is always an issue with this sort of a case, so there's not really much you can do about that. But as far as yellowing is concerned, that is going to be covered under the Speck Perfect Clear guarantee. So if this turns yellow, Speck should replace it as long as you purchase it from an authorized retailer. So do keep that little caveat in mind. Overall, though, just a really, really nice case here. So you got plenty of coverage here for your rear camera, coverage on all four sides. Definitely have lay on the table design protection as long as you lay this down on a flat surface. And as far as wireless charging is concerned, you shouldn't have any issues there. So this is going to work with regular Qi wireless charging as well as MagSafe charging. Just keep in mind, of course, that this does not have the strongest magnets out there. They're just as strong as Apple's magnets, but they're not as strong as with some third-party cases, such as Rhino Shield or the ESR Halo Lock cases. Those are going to have stronger magnets than these, but these are absolutely sufficient. This case is also going to work great with other types of MagSafe accessories, such as MagSafe wallets or MagSafe power banks. All of those are going to be good. Again, you don't have the strongest magnets out there, but they are sufficient. Overall, just some really lovely cases here from Speck. Again, we've been looking at Speck cases for the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So the Speck Presidio Perfect Clear with Impact Geometry is available directly from Speck as well as from many other retailers, and it retails for $49.95. It comes in the lovely clear and purple version shown in this review, as well as a black version, a blue version, and one in pink. And then the Speck Presidio Perfect Clear with Grips case also retails for $49.95, and it comes in a single color, clear. Many thanks to the kind folks at Speck for sending me out these samples to review. If you have any questions about these cases or anything else, please feel free to put them in the comments section below, and I'll do my best to answer them. And do consider subscribing if you haven't already so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. Again, this is Kristen with the Tech Reviewer. Thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.